actor, writer, producer, director, executive producer, goal scorer, playmaker, Jeff Skinner has joined us here on Sabres Live. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
It's a bigger business card than the last time we spoke. How are you enjoying this next phase of your career?
I know, it's been fun. I think bit of a whirlwind. No, I'm kidding. It's it's fun. It's fun to see the reception. I think obviously Tuch is a good sport to play along, and then kind of blew up a little bit more than I think any of us were expecting. So put a little pressure on that second episode, but hopefully we followed up here in the last few days. We did a couple more, so hopefully we did it justice.
Did you have a folder on your phone or a notepad that you would write down certain things as you went? The line that got me going is when you asked Tage if his name is French, and then you responded with très bien. I was like, on the spot,
true.
Jeff, that was fantastic.
Thank you, merci.
See?
Yeah, I think no, I just I guess like my process, I guess is we just like banter a lot in the room. Obviously, I think some of the stuff is probably easy to sort of pick off. I think any guy could have done it, but yeah, he put it together in a couple days. I ran it by actually Cole, a big star in the show. Yeah. So Cole's in the room a lot. He knows all the guys. He knows all the sort of the inside jokes. So he had some good input, and then we tweak it a little bit, and then we shoot it pretty quick. It's obviously it's not that serious. I think if it was more serious, maybe it'd be a little bit more professionally done. But it turns out okay. It's just a little bit of fun, and it gives people a little bit of a laugh. So that's I guess that's what matters.
What prompted you to want to do this, and how did you actually get the ball rolling on it?
Well, we did that sort of undercover fan fest interviews I was doing.
Yes.
And originally, when they told me about that, they said you're going to come to the rink and you're going to be in disguise and you're going to interview some of the guys. And I got there, and in my opinion, the disguise didn't do much. So I said to them, like, "Are we sure we want to keep doing this? Like, everyone's going to know it's me." I said, like, maybe it'd be more funny. And then we just started talking, and it just came up. I said, maybe more funny if we did this or this. And someone just sort of grabbed it and was like, "Oh yeah, maybe we'll do that too." So we went ahead with the fan fest thing, and then a few weeks went by, maybe a month or 6 weeks, and then they came back to me and said, "We're thinking about actually doing that between two stalls thing," and then it kind of went from there.
Now, you have big sponsors on the line, right? I mean, there's a time like allotted just for that. Now, I want to know, how do I get into the sponsorship? How does this or that sponsor a segment on Between Two Stalls? Who do I talk to? Is it Cole?
It's Cole, maybe someone higher than me. So Cole for sure. Originally, we just started off with Tucky's Foundation as a sponsor, and then again it just kind of went up, and now the people, the higher ups, kind of control that stuff. So I'm just I just do my role, and that's it.
I'm really curious to know how your friends and family have reacted to it.
Pretty good, I think. I got some friends back home that are sort of in the like creative industry, so like they're like actual professionals, so they know that they give me some slack. Like they cut me some slack. They give me some tips, but again, everyone just sort of have a laugh. I think what's surprising for me is a lot of times when we do the episode or when we do the little skit, some of the things that I find funny land, and then some of the things that I don't think are that funny, and other people think, oh, you should keep it in. I think we should cut it out, and end up being sort of some of the more funny parts. So that part's been a nice surprise, because I think everyone kind of finds different parts of the thing funny. So it's nice that way.
So you did Alex Tuch, the first one, and we were told Tucky wasn't really thrilled to be there at first. Like, he wanted to get out. Like, it was a day where he wanted to go home. Does putting the players in a tough situation where maybe they're a little angry at the start the key to getting those really snarky comments and get the good laughs?
Yeah, it can be. I think it depends on the guy. But, I mean, obviously we want to be we want to sort of be mindful of people's time, and don't, we know that we're playing hockey and we're trying to get ready for games, so it usually happens on a day off or a practice day, and at that point, Tucky did. He had somewhere to be after practice. He didn't really want to do a video, so it actually played into it. And I think also just Tucky being Tucky, it kind of helped it move along too. So depends on the guy, I think, but yeah, it's something to keep in mind, I guess, for us to set up guys to get them in a certain mood before we start shooting.
Well, keep it going. Honestly, it's been so much fun for everybody involved, and now we're sitting here talking about a game tonight against Columbus, another incredibly important week. Just where are you at now with a new line mate? Unfortunately, I say unfortunate. No disrespect to Jack Quinn, but with Alex out of the lineup, how quickly did you think you guys managed to welcome Jack into the top trio?
Yeah, I thought he played great. I think there's a bunch of guys that guys have been stepping in and stepping up sort of all season. Obviously, with Dahl's out now in the back end too, guys have to step up there. And I think when you talk about Tucky and Dahl's, they're such big parts of our teams, and they're so talented individually that it has to be a group effort. It has to be more than one guy kind of filling in to help fill that void. And I thought Quinny did a great job last game. And I think that there's still room for us to improve. I think that's, as we move along, we'll keep communicating as a line, and we keep sort of figuring out where each other like to be in different situations, where each other's sort of likes to have the puck, and hopefully we can keep improving and keep sort of some of that good production we had last game.
When do you know when the puck is in your defensive zone to take off? Because, well, Tage actually did it against Tampa, right? You hit him with that long pass. He gets that breakaway goal. Now, I believe it was against Washington. You took off, and, somebody saw you up the ice. Or maybe it was Florida. The games all mix into one another. But when do you know when to take off in the defensive zone and be able to, I don't want to say cheat, but try to take the advantage?
Yeah, I think every situation is a little bit different. I think for us, Donnie's sort of wants us to be aggressive, wants to sort of take advantage of opportunities we have. But then you have to sort of make sure we have the puck and it's not in question. I think for me, a lot of it's you have to have a lot of trust in your teammates. Obviously, I think when you have guys down low and there's a 50-50 puck or maybe a 60-40, you have to kind of trust that your teammate's going to win that battle in order for you to get a step on the guy. Because as soon as he has possession, their guy's going to sort of lean towards sort of cutting you off. So I think for me, trusting that those guys are going to win battles. I think our D-men do a great job, and obviously Tage, for me being on that centerman on our line, I think they do a great job of winning the battle and getting their head up right away. I think that's part of our aggressive system. It's kind of sort of baked in, I think, by the coaching staff, but that's kind of what you need is to have that awareness as soon as you get the puck to be sort of transitioning offense, and that allows guys to take off and maybe get an extra step on guys.
This is the second meeting against Columbus this year. Unforgettable first game against them when Tage scored 5 times. What do you remember specifically about that game? Anything about Tage before, during, after that was just incredibly special?
Yeah, I guess all of it. I mean, just sort of the performance he had. I think, of course, we had a good team game. We won by quite a few, but obviously Tage, sort of the individual performance and how he capitalized on all his chances was pretty fun to be a part of. I think anytime you see something that sort of people start talking about history and guys that have never done this and that before, it's cool when you get to be a part of it and experience it firsthand.
No Dahlin. We talked a lot about Tuch because he's on your line, but no Rasmus Dahlin the last game. Ilya Lyubushkin has had to step up and play a lot of minutes. What was your reaction Thursday night to him going down the ice and scoring the overtime shorthanded 3-on-4, the only 3-on-4 goal of this season in the NHL?
That was awesome. That's probably, I don't know, it's that's as excited I've been as I've been in a long time. I think
when he skated up the ice, what were you really thinking? Because I know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna score.
You thought? Yeah, right.
No, I mean, I think just sort of the way it happened too. I think sort of the emotion in the game. We're on the road and kind of we were up going into the third and they came back. There's obviously a lot of emotion in the game, and then when you get a chance against that power play in overtime, it's a tall task to kill it off. I think and when he sort of sprung on the breakaway, actually, I was sitting beside Mitzi. We talked about it after I talked about it. I think a lot of times when I get up or when someone gets on a breakaway like that, I think the bench gets excited. Everyone stands up, and a lot of guys are sort of going like, come on, and like there's some electricity. I think for me though, it felt like it was quiet. Like everyone was up and everyone was anticipating sort of the chance, but for me it felt like it was super quiet, and then he scored and then everyone went nuts. So it was it was a cool way to cap off the night.
And you were the guy that played his goal song in the room after, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's just me. It was playing before, and I just hit the repeat button because I felt like it deserved a second chance or second play.
I think there's a lot of people that want to hear it here, right, Marty?
Oh, yeah, I want to hear it in this building. Obviously, you're the kind of king of the goal songs and what you've been doing the last year and a half here. But my thought was, yes, they're going to kill that penalty because there was only like 5 seconds or so. So I'm thinking that's going to kill the penalty. Worst case scenario was he misses the net high and wide, and it's coming the other way on an odd-man rush, right? So that was what I was thinking. Never would I have thought that he was going to beat Vasilevsky clean. But again, and you've seen it now. You've been in the year a long time. Even the guys that don't score often, people don't realize they have the ability to shoot the puck, score, just like anybody else in the National Hockey League. Like even Ilya Lyubushkin, who is not known for his offense, he can go out and beat an all-star goaltender like Vasilevsky because everybody's got skills, right?
For sure, yeah. I think you see that a lot. Especially, I think a lot of guys were I'm not saying I don't know what Bush was like in junior, but a lot of guys in NHL were scorers growing up, and they have that skill set, like you said. And I think for us, or for me personally, Bush kind of makes some sneaky good plays. Like, I think we see it obviously a lot more in practice because there's different situations and he's playing defense in a game and maybe doesn't have as many opportunities to showcase that kind of skill. But when we play sort of in tight games and little 3-on-3 games in practice, he can surprise you with some things if you're not paying attention or if you sort of ease up on him. He'll make some sneaky good plays. So I was happy to see it paid off for us there.
Thank you for all the stuff on the ice and off, and good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.